Hello, I'm Eric Snodgrass. Thank you for watching this Ag Forecast, brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. Our software gives growers the insights to make the best decisions possible about their operations. Well, I wanted to start us off here with an animation from our new GOES 16 satellite of the storms that went through parts of Montana and North Dakota on Sunday afternoon and evening. So as I was making this video late in the afternoon on Sunday and then through Sunday night, I was thinking, man, these storms are just fantastic, kind of rolling through a region that's been very, very dry for the last 60 days. But you can see the effects of the dryness at the end of this animation. So look, here's the storms blowing up. They eventually made it over to North Dakota, but watch right down here around Rapid City. See that little plume right through there? What you're seeing right here, let me get to the end of this animation, that is a fire that broke out in kind of south-central South Dakota near Rapid City area. And so we can see the lingering effects of the drought in the north-central part of the Corn Belt, even though they did get, some locations did get some showers and storms which were much needed. Now let me take you into what the flow of the atmosphere is going to look like on Monday, July 17th. You see the main branch of the jet stream is kind of split right in through here, but it's really flowing pretty quickly across the northern tier of states. But this big region of clockwise flow here is around an upper level high pressure system, which basically means this is the position of our ridge as we start the week. You see, we're concerned this week about some heat spreading through parts of the Corn Belt, and this upper level ridge is going to set us up with two things. One, quite a bit of heat right in through here. We're talking upper 90s into the lower 100s through this section of the country here through the middle part of this week. And this is going to set up our ring of fire precipitation pattern, which we have to talk about in a few minutes. Here is the Monday, July 17th National Weather Service's hazards map. What we've got here is a large region where we're watching for the excessive heat cutting through parts of Kansas into Missouri and into southern Illinois. And this is a region that has been dealing with some very, very dry weather, especially in and around St. Louis. And they might be seeing some triple-digit heat before we even factor in the heat index as we get into this week. So let's take a look at what temperatures look like by the time we get into Wednesday. You can see underneath that ridge, a large section of the Corn Belt experiencing better than 90 degrees. And you can see right into here near St. Louis, and then of course getting back into parts of Nebraska and Kansas and Missouri and parts of Oklahoma. We're talking upper 90s, lower 100s for temperatures. Watch how that carries over into Thursday and again into Friday. So the middle part of this week is looking to be a scorcher across this part of the country. And I'm concerned because this has also been a part of the country that's been very, very dry. And that's what we have to talk about next. Here we're looking at the last 14 days of precipitation expressed as a percent of normal. Now thankfully on Sunday, just before I generated this image, there were showers and storms that were moving through central and southern Illinois, and of course we saw the showers and storms moving through North Dakota. But if we just step back and say, give us 2 weeks of what precipitation looks like, here's the regions that I'm getting very concerned about and have been concerned about for a while. The Dakotas have been on our radar for severe drought stress for quite some time, but it has been this region right in through here, parts of southern Minnesota, far southeastern South Dakota, northeastern Nebraska, and the northwestern Iowa that has been exceptionally dry. In fact, some regions through here have not seen a drop of rain in the last 14 plus days. Combine that with the fact that we've seen other parts of the Corn Belt, like over in Indiana and Ohio, that have been extremely wet. Northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, extremely wet. Central Illinois, it's all been hit or miss. My field, or the fields near my house here near Champaign, looking a little bit stressed, but my yard is brown. I haven't mowed the grass since June 15th, just to let you know how dry things have been in this pocket here of Illinois. But the important thing to do is, what's precipitation going to look like over the next few days? Because if this region continues to miss out, this is some highly productive ground in the United States that has been under some serious water pressures over the last 15 days or so. So this is what I want to start off with. It's kind of a static image here showing you the total accumulated precipitation as predicted by the GFS model through next Saturday morning. Now, you can see the ring of fire nature to it. Look, we've got the southwestern monsoon kicking up storms here over the Four Corner states. We then have what appears to be quite a bit of precipitation in the northern part of the Corn Belt, nothing in the middle here, and then more showers and storms down around the Gulf Coast. Now, please listen carefully. The model is currently projecting Big time rains for a region that definitely needs this. But you must understand that the model's ability to pick up on this particular flow pattern, this ring of fire flow pattern, in the exact location of precipitation is not good. So I'm making this on Sunday night, and I don't have a lot of confidence that this map is going to verify by the time I look at the way things are going to look like by Thursday on our next update. I do have a little bit of good news, and that is to say that the European model is also projecting that region, but just please hear me. The models are not going to be perfect in predicting this heavier rain band right in through here. Now, I really hope with all my heart that the rain comes in through this region. They desperately need it, but I'm not overly confident in the model's ability to predict this. It will move every single day as the new forecasts come out. So be sure to be taking a look at this on a Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Now, one thing we are going to have is an wide open Gulf of Mexico. We're going to be seeing quite a bit of precipitation, I'm sorry, not precipitation, but precipitable water, which basically means high humidity air coming right out of the Gulf of Mexico. And check this out. I'm going to start this off late in the evening on Sunday and run it through the next several days. What you're seeing here is dew point temperatures, and watch as they soar through parts of the Corn Belt over this week. So here we are looking into the 18th. Now we're going to get into the 19th. And look at that. We're talking 70-degree plus dew point temperatures this week. So my point here is that as the heat builds into this part of the country, so does the humidity. That's going to really crank up the heat index and make people quite uncomfortable, but also be causing some problems for corn, because this high humidity means that overnight low temperatures will not be able to sink back down into the, let's even call it low 70s or 60s. They're going to stay up there pretty high. The other good thing about this is if the precipitation pattern sets up like we hope, which would be right in through here, there's tons of moisture to work with. But if you ask me, what do I expect out this week, where we do have the high precipitable water amounts and the high dew point temperatures, where storms do blow up, which they could very much right into this area I'm circling in through here, okay? We'll get lots and lots of rain out of them in some localized areas. Heavy, heavy, heavy rains. Watch out for flash flooding. But this is a hit or miss pattern. This is not widespread coverage of lots and lots of rain. So there's some good and there's some bad with it. Now let's diagnose the flow pattern through the kind of getting into the last week of July, and then look at all of the longer range forecast through the early part of August. By the time we get into Saturday the 22nd, we see that we have a trough here developing south of Alaska in the Gulf of Alaska, and then the big broad trough that's kind of been setting up near the Hudson Bay. This gets us back into a northwest flow regime. Again, this is good for eastern Corn Belt precipitation, but we hope some comes back into the northern Corn Belt as well. As we get into Sunday, we see a very similar pattern, but what I want you to see here is that as we get into that third and then eventually the final week of July, models are hinting that the ridge is going to move back out to the west like it was back at in parts of June. And if it does that, so here's Monday the 24th, if it does get itself back out here, that's good for ridge riders. That's good for northwest flow thunderstorms in through here, which will really help out both the corn and soybean crops. Of course, by Tuesday the 25th, we can really see it getting established out here in the west again. So right now, a little bit of uncertainty as we look out, getting into the 25th here of July. But I want you to see what I'm seeing in terms of the eventual evolution of this flow pattern. This is very good for the eastern Corn Belt and hopefully parts of the central Corn Belt as well, having that ridge parked out farther to the west. I don't like what this means for parts of Montana and the Dakotas, though. It could mean a little bit drier spell for them. Well, let's stretch this out as we finish this up all the way into mid-August. The latest European model run a couple days ago here, showing us the next 32 days average precipitation anomalies, which are differences from normal, came in with this rather wetter pattern. I think a lot of this is due to the fact we're seeing the ridge reestablish itself out west. The model saying, hey, that flow pattern tends to produce quite a bit of precipitation in through here, and plus we have the southwestern monsoon kicking up over here as well. So we're recycling some moisture, plus we are basically putting the flow pattern such that we get those ridge riding storms, that northwest flow. So this is a decent pattern as we head into August, but these patterns are never set into stone, and it just gives us kind of a general look. And so I want to give you the latest what I have. I'll have a new update on this on Thursday, which will be the next time we release a video. Until then, I really hope that the flow pattern sets up, that we do get that heavy ride in through here, but you need to be watching the radar every day, watching your morning farm report every day to see where those storms are going and if they're going to hit your farms. Let's hope we do get some rain right in through here, which is desperately needed in the coming days. And with that, I'll go ahead and wrap up this forecast. We hope that you look forward to Agrible's next Ag Forecast on Thursday. To get Morning Farm Report for your operations, complete with a daily email that shows a snapshot of your field conditions each morning, go to morningfarmreport.com. Sign up for a free account. Full grower accounts are free if you sign up for our Sustainable Yield program or for growers who work with AD merchandisers. Thank you and look forward to talking to you again on Thursday.